All right. Okay, we are live. Let's put the chart up. Doge. Oh. Is Dogecoin finally going to start actually coming down again? Yes, destroy the like button. But make sure you click it enough times that it registers as a like and all that and not anything else. Okay. Wow. Dogecoin has been insane today. I sold my Doge down here like a fool. Please pin it in the YouTube chat. Oh yeah, yes. I always forget to do that. So, Discord link coming up for anyone. I'm sure everyone that's here so far is already in the Discord. But here we go. Pin this. I'm not sure if... Yeah, my Discord link in the description is the same as this one. So that's good. So it does work, the link in the description anyway. Okay. Right. And let's pull up the Discord. Let's have a little look. What people saying. So yeah, a lot of us seeing the same thing today, which is really nice. Group confluence. That's what we like to see. We've got our local resistance coming up soon. What's going on here? Yeah, it's all of these. Definitely this golden pocket area is really nice. Let's just have a quick look at Bitcoin. So I think a lot of us seeing the same thing. At the moment, I've got this ABC on my chart for now. That gives us some resistance coming up here, which is a really nice area actually, because this was the support that was holding, and again the support that was holding, and let's wait and see what happens when we get up here, if we get up here again. So yeah, Bitcoin, we caught the bottom earlier on this morning. That was nice. So anyone who was watching the stream this morning, God, that seems like a long time ago now. These days, just, yeah, so much can happen in a day, hey? So much can happen. We saw the low as it came in. We saw that $50 million short position close. And I know a lot of the market got that wrong, actually. So I've seen a lot of videos today being like, oh my God, someone's longed $50 million. They didn't. It was a short closing out. And we know it was a short closing out because we know how to look at these things. So yeah, we'll see if there is any more of that this evening. We'll load up our XO. See what's going on there. And we'll take a look at some alts as well tonight. I like to do altcoins on a Friday evening. Give the alts some love. And yeah, they don't tend to get a lot of attention during the week, unless they're doing something ridiculous like Doge has been doing. But yeah, a lot of the alts are looking really good. Dylan, are you asking how I know it was a short closing and not a long opening? So basically, what the market got really excited about earlier on, let's put it on to, okay, let me just reload XO. So what happened earlier is we had a will this be our low? Right at this low down here, there was a 50 million buy. Sorry, this would be on BitMEX XBT. So let's bring it back here. Let's just go to the 15-minute chart. Okay, let's put that on tick 20 or tick 40. Tick 40, that'll do. Okay, and this is our low. And here you see a 51. So clearly, like, obviously there were some other orders in here, but we had a 50 million market buy happen on this low, which gave us the low of this entire move today. So that 50 million market buy was what gave us the low, and that caused like a really nice move back up in price. And yeah, it never looked back from there. But how we know that this was not someone opening a long position is we were watching at the time on AgriTrade. And what AgriTrade does is, so all of these that have white texts are positions opening, okay? So these are all short positions opening, and I just look at anything that's over 500 grand positions that are opening. So there's a lot of short positions opening right now, but what happens when you get black text is that shows that a position is closing. So if you get a green, there we go. So that there is a short position closing. So this black text on a green background is a short position closing. Then we've got a load more shorts opening. And yeah, that's pretty much how this works. So that's how we know whether it's closing or opening of positions. So yeah, it always looks so crazy on AgriTrade, doesn't it? It's like, oh my God, we're having some massive dump, whereas yeah, it's nothing. It's just coming back to test this area, which is nice. So we do still have this 3 drives pattern in play. So if the ABC does not hold, then we can extend this channel down here, and we have a 3 drives pattern in play. Let's just, yeah, put that there or something. This goes on to, apologies for my messy chart. This comes down to our monthly open, our weekly level, and just below our CME gap. And our, man, I need to clean up my chart. I need to clean it up. This one? Yeah, there we go. So our global golden pocket, well, not global, the one from this long down here. So there's a lot of confluence down here in this area that I'm sure everyone is already aware of. So that's the plan. We'll see what happens. I'd be pretty happy if this low holds, like an ABC is fine. But yeah, you if you're not taking profit, if we do come up here, then you're crazy. So yeah. Oh yeah, so I will just for anyone who doesn't know, this is the website that you can see these positions opening. So here we go, like a load of these shorts that were opening up here are now closing out. Yeah, it's a really interesting move earlier, actually. Like, well, I say interesting, like nothing really happened. It was so low volume and we were watching it and just bored out of our minds. Just waiting for it to do something. And then finally we had that market buy / market short close, which finally reversed things. So someone stepped in, and sometimes that's all it takes. Like that was literally one trader stepped in, changed the whole market. And when you have these like really low volume moves, that's all it needs. It was just, this whole move down was just shaking out weak hands. Clearly a big market make a move and things, they were just selling into probably their limit orders down here. And then they're like, right, okay, that's enough weak hands are out. I'll close this short, 50 million, pumps the price up and reverses us. So, yeah. I use AgriTrade as like quicker confirmation because it gives you the whole market. Exo, you can get like a little bit more forensic into what's going on, but yeah, a lot of the time I just like the simplicity here of AgriTrade. I think it's really good, and it's really cool as well. Like you can do it on other assets now, so we can look at like Ethereum. So we'll give this chance to do stuff, but we can look at what Ethereum's doing in like 10 seconds real time and look at all the big orders on Ethereum as well, which is really nice. So yeah, shall we look at some altcoins? What's your prediction about next hours? My prediction, not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. We just look at the charts and we look at what possible scenarios could play out. And then if they do play out, then we're ready and we can react based off of what happens. So we did have this area marked out as an area of support. It went a little bit lower than I thought it was going to go. But that's absolutely fine. We're in profit now. And I am looking at up here as resistance. And I'm looking at down here now as support. So we have other confluence in this area. It's probably easier for me at this stage to pull up someone else's chart and show you what other confluence we have in this area. So there's a really nice pitchfork going on here. So Exposure has posted a really nice pitchfork. Pitchforks seem to be being quite well respected at the moment. Yeah, they're giving some good trades. There's not really a tool that I use very often. We had this harmonic play out, which I know a few people in the group identified. So yeah, Chris identified that. I know Neo identified that in the group earlier. Neo's got a pitchfork as well. Look at that. All these pitchforks. We have our speed fan coming in down here as well. So again, that's something I'm a bit, you can draw that a lot more quickly. So speed fan, here we go. Okay, so we're certainly going to come up into a zone of resistance if this maybe continues to range, and over the weekend we come up into this area. I'd certainly take off at least 50% of my long. I've not taken any profit on my long yet. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's standing. And that was also a compound of my long from like down here. So yeah, all is good. And if we do come down here again, I'll just buy some more. But yeah, this is where you need to be taking profit and possibly looking for shorts. I may look for shorts if we do get down there. So yeah, areas of resistance. Anyone else posted anything nice? Yeah, the French bull as well, so always good analysis from him. So we're getting a golden pocket area up here. We've got some pivots on the chart from him, and yeah, so we could be looking at this as a 3 drives but also a larger ABC. So we've done an ABC, but if you were to pull your fib from here, we could look at this as like one larger wave, and then we start to make a bigger wave up and then a bigger wave down again. So this is just something that could take a bit more time. So yeah, you've got to be aware of various scenarios that are in play. Okay. So I think everyone should know by now what the what the plan is for Bitcoin. Or at least what we'd like to see. And if what we'd like to see happens, then we're really happy, because that's what we enjoy trading, is when things go the way you want them to. Yeah, that's always nice. So I have, if anyone like is unsure, go to my trade setups. We have them both here. So this was our low, and this was where resistance was if this was going to do a 3 drives. If this is just an ABC, then you're looking for it to take out the high and just continue up higher, basically. So yeah. Cool. Okay. Only 27 viewers in here at the moment. Oh, it'd be nice when there's like hundreds of people viewing. That'd be fun. We're going to get there. We're definitely going to get there one day. And that would be a good day when we do. So... Someone in the group found a Shibu coin. Yeah. Shibu Inu. Doge. Man, it just does not want to give up, does it? I'm so tempted to take out another trade on this. But it just, it's a scary one. We've had like all the old stuff moving today as well. So we've had Ethereum Classic moving up into... I've not looked at this for such a long time, but look at this. So we have an old monthly order block here. God, this is from back here. So this must have been like almost 2 years ago I was probably trading this. But yeah, the levels are still on my chart. This is when I had like my old trading style, where I just used to have everything. Now I just like put an M or put like a green zone for an order block or anything like this. You need to get those tags added to your videos. Oh. Yeah, the weird thing is with Streamlabs and stuff, when I go live, I don't know if I can add tags. Can I add tags? Yeah, I can. Let me just add them. BTC, ETH, Doge, Bitcoin, trading, technical analysis. What else is moving today? Litecoin. Ethereum. ADA. VeChain. Okay. I hope this doesn't like kill my stream. Cool. Oh man, what longer tags? Oh, see, this is. I'm glad we've got people in here that know how to do the. Yeah, know how to do the YouTube game, because I'm trying to like do the charts every day, and I'm trying to figure out how to do Discord. I'm trying to figure out how to do YouTube. Let me add a couple more. Let's get rid of these. How to trade. Trading cryptocurrency. Crypto. How? So I'm just adding some tags to my thing. All right. there's a few tags. Let's see if that helps with the algorithms and everything. Okay. What are my thoughts on KSM? I normally have my video on when I do these as well, but yeah, look, there's me. Hello. Now people can see me as well. Yeah, maybe people like that more. That's another thing I need to do. I need to sort out the lighting in here. I need to... So many things to think about. Okay. Let's have a look at KSM. So I like what it's doing here is like taking these lows and probably putting in, again, not something I use often, but you would assume that it's putting in divergences at these lows, kind of. No, nothing too strong there. On the daily, you've certainly got, if you like that kind of thing, you've got like massive hidden bullish divergences going on. For me, I'm like looking at this as a range, taking the lows of the range here, and yeah, basically that. Cool. What else is on KSM? So yeah, KSM looks pretty good. I think it needs to get, like, if we're going to make another leg up on it, we do have support lower down. So if this does retrace further, obviously we've got support levels further down as well. We could draw a fib from here, which gives us local support, which we have bounced off of. So that's nice. Yeah, that would have been a good trade. We have... what else might we have? If we go from lows, so then we can look at our speed fan coming in. We could take an anchored view up from these lows. That's going to take a while to get up there. Let's just say I take an anchored view up from here. That's giving us some resistance at the moment locally. Yep. Do we have... So our weekly VWAP, is that our weekly? Or no, our monthly VWAP is resistance at the moment. Our weekly VWAP is holding as support. So yeah, it's just like... yeah, KSM's in a bit of consolidation at the moment. I think the good trade was down here. It's just being squeezed into this between support and resistance at the moment. If we're looking at the VWAPs, we probably also have speed fan coming here. We can probably draw a pitch, maybe a pitchfork off of this. You could say as well that was a wedge and we've broken out of that. Maybe even take that all the way back here. No. So yeah, KSM's still consolidating. There's nothing like too impulsive that's happened on the KSM BTC chart. It's been quite like steady. So you could almost, yeah, I'd say it still looks decent for like further upside. US dollar chart. I do not know what that blue line is. That blue line's normally a Um, I drew a blue line, and it's doing something. But yeah, we've got a daily here. That can go. Yeah, there's not a whole lot at the moment on KSM that I'd look at for a swing trading perspective. I think it's just got some more sideways going for at the moment. Okay. The gaming enigma. What do you think Elon has planned for 420? I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that stuff. I think that's 4 days away. If he's thinking he can continue to pump Doge for another 4 days, then yeah, I don't know. I think it's quite unlikely that he'll be able to do that. If it's something to do with Bitcoin, I don't know. I don't know what he's planning. I haven't heard anything about this. Back up to 100% on the day anyway on this. So yeah, I don't know. I wasn't aware that he has anything planned for the 20th. Okay, newbie question: why traders are looking at alts BTC pair? So, if actually, yeah, I'll come to your question in a second. So with the US dollar pair, it's like a lot of that price action, especially if the Bitcoin pair is moving sideways. What you really want to be doing is looking for assets that are going to outpace and outperform Bitcoin. So although I trade a lot of alts on USD, so if I'm trading like futures on Binance or something like that, I will take trades on the USD pair, and I will always look at the USD pair as well. But I find that the Bitcoin pair is often the more technical, and that's where you can get like your really nice entries from. So yeah, like on a lot of altcoins, like it's if yeah, you may as well just be holding Bitcoin. If it's not going to outpace Bitcoin, then what's the point in holding an alt and it going up in US dollar value just because Bitcoin is, if it's going down in its Bitcoin value? So you always have to be aware of what the Bitcoin pair is doing. Otherwise, there's just no point trading it. You may as well just be holding Bitcoin. And that's the way I see things, is just, yeah, hold Bitcoin unless anything else is outpacing it. And for you to know if anything's going to outpace it, you need to be looking at the Bitcoin pair. So that is why I look at the Bitcoin pair. Sorry to bother you. What do you look for in the MACD for hidden divergence? I don't quite follow. So I only tend to use, and I will use Bitcoin as an example of this. I only really ever use the MACD if, first of all, it has like confluence with the RSI as well. So I like to use them both together, and I will also only really use them on the 4-hour chart. And this is what I use for swing trading positions. So I don't use it often. This is purely for swing trading. So the last time it was really useful on Bitcoin was catching this low here. So you can see on the MACD and the RSI is we were making a low, a low, a low, a low, a low. And on this, we made a low, a higher low, a higher low. And the same on the MACD, a low, a higher low, a higher low. And when that happens, that gives me, although it's not a tool I use often, on the rare occasions where these things do happen, they give you really, like, you can get into a really good trade and you can have really strong confidence that that trade is going to be a winner. And you can tell, like, that was a significant low, and yeah, a really nice trade. Again, we have we do have other examples of it. But yeah, these things don't happen that often. So when they do happen, that's when I take note of it. And I only really ever do it on the 4 hour. So these are your classic divergence when you're making a low, low, lower, low, lower, low, and then higher lows. And on, let's say, so here, for example, you do have an example of hidden bullish divergence. So hidden divergence is a higher low with lower lows on like of relative strength on the oscillators. So if you say this is a swing low, because that's the last time the histogram went into the red, and the last little peak down we had on the RSI, like this isn't a good example of it really, but we made a lower low here and on the histogram on the MACD, but we've made a higher low in price. So that gives us the hidden bullish divergence. Yeah. So you also have examples of like on the daily as well, we've got really strong bearish divergence going on. So it's just been consistently making these lower highs. So there is this bearish divergence going on the daily. But yeah, it's not something I look at too often, to be honest. So, oops, knocked my mic. VWAP Fib, random one, Luke. Have you ever traded or come across Aeon? Yes. I built a bag around 400 sats and like the chart, but know little about the thing. I think like years ago I traded Aeon. I think that's an old 2017 coin. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look at it. Aeon. Let's go Bitcoin pair. Picked up a bag about 400 sats. That's right down here. That's really nice. I don't know what that line's on there for. There must have been something I was looking for on there. Yeah, Aeon. I do remember this was like massively hyped. Yeah, it was one of those that came out like at the end of the last bull run and had a load of hype about it. I don't really know anything about the project. But yeah, like it's another one of those. There's so many of these that technically look like they could start doing something. Like if it can come back into this range here, just really simply like regain around here or something, then yeah, you'd say this is like a nice accumulation pattern going on here. We make these like this really complex kind of head and shoulders thing going on, and then a move higher. Yeah, it's really hard to do TA on this. It's just one of those where, yeah, I think a lot of it will depend on the fundamentals. There was a really good example of one of the old tokens from years and years and years ago, back in 2017, that looked a lot like Aeon is now. And I had like big bags of this back in the day when it was Bitquents, or it was Ethos. No, it was Bitquents, then it was Ethos, and now it's Voyager. And suddenly Voyager's like a massive thing. But I was trading it back here. Yeah, I had my buy like right down at the lows. I compounded up here. And this is what, 350 sats I bought this for. I sold really quickly, so I sold it like when it was up here. But if you think I bought it for 350 sats, again, hindsight, what could have been? How high has it gone? So 350. Let's say that. Yeah, so 4,000%. 4,000% move up on that's the Bitcoin pair as well. But Aeon's like another one of those that similar patterns at the lows, and then you never know what could happen with it. It could just go absolutely mental and like do a 4,000% move. So it's really got to be the fundamentals you're looking at. Yeah, for Bitcoin's Voyager, whatever it is called now, to get back to its all-time high, that's a 38,000% move up, which is crazy. How long do you hold your longs if you get a significant low on Bitcoin? As long as necessary, I guess. Like I bought this long, so I can remember this was like a really big swing trade based off of the divergences that I was saying before, and this was like really heavy selling, and you just take profit regularly, so you would have had your areas of resistance, and what you do is you're taking profit here and you're compounding as often as you can. But what tends to happen is that you'll take profit, so you'll take like 50% off, maybe you'll add it back on, that raises your entry, and then you look for your take profits higher, and eventually like you've either taken so much profit that you may as well close your position because you haven't had opportunities to compound like it had up here, or you are raising your stop loss, trailing your stop loss, and it gets stopped, and then that's just that trade done and you move on to the next one. So for the long that I bought off of the weekly level, so let's bring those back up off of this weekly, I am still in that long position and I have compounded it a few times, but I've also taken profit off of it a few times. Like I was taking a lot of profit in this area, and then we had a move higher. I was able to buy back in basically where I sold, or where I took profit. I was able to take more profit on the highs here, and then on both of these dips I've been able to compound that again, and down here is like, this is kind of where my entry is at the moment. But yeah, as long as necessary. So you just keep on, for me, I just keep on skimming profits off of the top of a trade, and then trying to keep, you can just manage it, and eventually it becomes like you either don't have enough left that it's worth taking profit and you just close it and wait for the next trade, or you get these good compound opportunities and you can ride it higher. So that's pretty much what I look for when I have these significant trades. These kind of things, like the long I took today, I'll take 50% off here, and then I'll just put my stop into break even. So for that trade, like I could get stopped out of this in like a day or two if we do the 3 drives, or if I take 50% off, if we then come into support, say midpoint of the channel or whatever, and break out of the channel, then those are opportunities like to compound that and then to trade it on to new all-time highs, I guess. So yeah, that is what I do on trading. And then I won't go into scalps. Scalps are you take profit within like 10 seconds sometimes. So if I was just taking a scalp trade off of the low earlier, I'd have been like, right, out, take profit on it and move on. At the moment, I'm mainly just doing swing trades. I don't have the time to be scalping all the time. Yeah, like I do go through phases of scalping and stuff, but not so much at the moment, especially when there's all these alts and there's so many opportunities in alts as well. Yeah. Do you keep funding in mind? Only when it gets like to crazy levels. So I've had this question a few times before, and I am aware of what funding is doing, so I will often check what funding is doing. So if I go on Yeah, I always make sure I'm aware of it. And I was going to say when it goes over like 0.3, that's when I'm looking at like corrections. So when it gets silly, when funding gets silly, then I start to look for a move down. And Bybit funding is ridiculous, man. It's like they're criminal. When you look at what the other exchanges are doing, Bybit is like, I love the exchange, but their funding is just insane. It's always so much higher, like it's 10 times higher than the rest of the market, on a lot of these things. And yeah, like that's really bad. On the inverse perp, it's not so bad, and funding's pretty neutral on the inverse for perpetual, but on the USD, it was just crazy earlier. So yeah. Do you always have an idea of a potential range to have a target, e.g. when you open the weekly, you wouldn't know when. Well, this screen's so small. I need to like. I've got like a really small screen and I have to look because it's really far away. E.g., when you open the weekly, you wouldn't know when we are reaching all-time highs. So how do you determine if that's scalp day swing? So how do I know how to trade? So that's why I have like, you've got to look on the time frame. So if you can take this trade off of say a 4-hour time frame, which you can do because we've got a really large pattern here that is visible on this, then you can trade it as a 4-hour trade. And you then look at what the position is. So say I'm long here, where would your invalidation be? Probably but at these lows. So if you're a trader looking for a position here, you'd have to at least have it as a day trade. If you're scalping it, what's the point? Because you could barely even get a 1-to-1. So if you were trading it up to the anchored VWAP, you could trade it up to this like more kind of medium term resistance, and you get a decent trade out of that. And then you know that it's got the possibility of breaking higher because you've identified a pattern, you've identified that this is an ABC correction, and you've identified a level that you would like to buy this if it is that pattern, and you know what the scenarios are. So you can trade it up as a day trade, and you can take a day trade short, and then you can take a swing long. So those are the plans. If you're scalping, then you're looking at like much lower time frame stuff. So say, look, you could just scalp off of the VWAP here, but if you are taking this trade off of the VWAP, then you've got to look locally. And let's assume that hit the VWAP and you've taken a trade, you'd need to know where your take profit is, and at that point you put on the 0.5 as well. So if you're scalping, you've got to look at like really low time frame, assume that hit the VWAP, this is your position. You can be, okay, it's not going to take these lows. You take profit here. You maybe trade it back up to the high. You can add confluence onto this as well. So you could just do a 0.5 to a 0.5 or something. But that's really how I identify it. Is it depends on like the time frame. When you've got a bigger structure, you can trade it along the trade. But when you're looking at a smaller time frame chart, then you can't really do that. You might get lucky and be able to turn a scalp into a swing trade, but yeah. I want to find some setups. Like, let's actually try and find some setups. I mean, 1 inch looks good. Yeah. So I was trading 1 inch down here, but again, part of this was to trade it up to the daily. And if this holds the daily, and this is like its first ever daily, so it's a really big level for it. I like seeing setups that are like much more obvious than this. Where's its global point of control? Here. So this would be a nice setup for 1 inch. If you can get it. I don't think it comes down this low. But if it does come down this low, that's certainly a nice area. So again, we could be looking at similar to what Bitcoin did with a B, C, D and move higher. Or I could just hold this daily and just do this anyway. I've got a nice spot position in 1 inch, so there's the setup. Again, Aave never really reached the area that I was looking for. This is already moving. Cardano, top of the range, at resistance. But holding its previous all-time high, kind of. Acro. I don't know. Algo looks really good. So this is, that'll be this wick here. But yeah, it's really grinding up against this resistance. And as long as it's above this line, then I'm happy with Algo. Algo looks really good. Okay. Thanks, MM. Yeah, I'm glad that was. I'm glad that made sense. Thoughts on Enigma? Is that an altcoin? I guess it's this. I don't know what it is. I'll just have a really quick. If this is what you're talking about, then that looks pretty dead to me. Like, completely dead. This probably isn't what you're talking about. There's probably something else that's Enigma. I don't know what. When speaking about alts, EWT is quite first of a kind alt. Could you have a look on the charts? I think I may have missed an entry here around 14.15, looking for entry right now. EWT. Oh, do I have this? No, like if this looks really good. So this does look like accumulation. And it is, yeah, it's a range, but it is making these. I like the look of this actually as a chart. So we've got that as its launch price, and again, if this gets a weekly close above this level, even a daily, no, a weekly close above here, I think. Yeah, see, for these low caps, I just tend to like dollar cost average into them. I've heard of this. I'm not sure if I've bought any of it, but I'm really tempted to buy some. EWT is quite a first of a kind. Oh, can you have a look on the chart? I'll have to do some like fundamental research into this. If I haven't already got it. Oh no, I've got NRG, not EWT. Do I have anything that I can allocate? You know what? I'm going to take a stab at this because I'm going to trust that RF knows what he's talking about. 14.15. I'm assuming this is yeah, like I don't think you're going to get an entry down here. This is a really, really strong looking chart. Like, yeah, you've got a bit of a wedge going on. Yeah, like it is wedgy, but it looks really nice. Just the chart overall. It's one of those, if I saw just the US dollar chart, and this is why I always look at the Bitcoin chart. If I'd seen the US dollar chart, I'd be like, that's gone, wait for a retrace. But then you look at the Bitcoin chart and it looks brilliant. Like there really aren't many alts that are down here right now. This looks like CRV did, or like 1inch did. So I remember CRV doing this really well. Bit shorter of a time scale, obviously, but it looks a lot like the CRV chart, from my opinion, or the 1inch chart's probably a better example of that, where it came down, just made this really nice low, started grinding up against a resistance, and then just went flying. Yeah, nice chart, nice spot. I will. I'm actually gonna buy a very small amount. I just do this sometimes. Like, I have my KuCoin account, and that's just, I'm happy to speculate on this account. This will be USDT. It was EWT. And you know what? I'm just gonna. This is speculation, so no financial advice. This is just a very small amount of money, just so it's on my radar. Like, the thing is, if I don't buy stuff, then I never remember to look at it. So I'm just starting a position, and then I'll research it later. But the chart looks so good that I don't really have any. And we're in a bull market. Yeah, the chart looks good. We're in a bull market. You can do stuff like that. There you go. Thanks, RF. I've just bought some EWT. Based off of the Bitcoin chart. Would be nice if you can teach us how to scalp in the future. More on executing how to be quick in checking XO and set quick take profit. Yeah, I will do that, like, because at the moment I'm not scalping much. I will certainly do that, but I think I'll wait until like either the conditions are there that I want to scalp, or often it takes like a Bybit competition or something for me to really start scalping. But yeah, it's not something I do that often. The really quick scalp, so I prefer the day trade, swing trades. Just while alts are going. When Bitcoin starts to get its dominance back, then I'll scalp all day long. But while alts are going, I'm just like, I'd much rather put my energy into finding like really nice position trades, and yeah, just averaging into nice altcoins and doing that rather than spending too much time focusing on Bitcoin. So I'll do these day trades. I'm happy to do these. I'm happy to take these trades all day long. But anything in between, I don't see the point in doing it right now, for me personally. Alina, can't wait for your educational video content. Hope you will launch that soon. You explain everything so well. Thank you. Yeah, I do try. I'm still like getting used to improving my presentation style, improving the way I explain things, and yeah, just getting better at that, I think. I do have like a series of videos that I want to be putting together. I think I'm going to start with the basics, so how I plot my horizontal support and resistance, how I set my fibs, so just standard fib retracements, fib expansions, fib extensions, negative fibs, those kind of things, speed fans, because I like speed fans, fib channels, so I can probably do a really nice series of videos on fib work. I find that really easy to explain, because it is really easy to explain, and it's quite interesting. I'd like to do a video on CVD, and I'd like to do a video on finding setups from EXO. So you have your like 80% trade based on previous day value areas. You have your naked points of control that you can find on EXO. So this is all stuff that I'd like to make content for. If you would like me to make content of anything specific, throw it into the suggestions on the Discord, and I will add it to the list. All this educational content is like, that's like the next stage of the development of what we want to do within this community, and that is really giving like high quality education so that people can trade these things themselves and make some money. But yeah, I like the educational side of things. I find trading fun, and the money is a bonus. How about STRMX for a weekend pump? Unknown. What up, Luke, man? I just now saw that you were streaming. Thanks. Your name is unknown, so I don't know who you are. But yeah, thanks. What beer are you drinking? I'm not drinking beer tonight. I was drinking water and I've just ran out of it. So yeah. How does the OS look? So I'm gonna look at, oh my god, there's a few more things here. So you've got GRT, AVAX for possible setups. Zil and Ren I am in, but I don't see good entries on those two right now personally. Okay, let's go for this, because that's the first comment that I missed. Let me look at GRT. I know looks good. I know that already. So, and I've been waiting for GRT for a while to look good. Like you've just got a really nice trend line going on here. We're making higher highs, higher lows. We are up against weekly resistance, or we have been working on that. So this is really the range or the resistance that we want to get back inside. I've got this as 2 levels. It's kind of like, yeah, this is a zone of resistance. This is very important support. So at this stage, like, GRT looks good as long as it's holding 3,135 sats. If it loses that, then it looks like pretty terrible. But yeah, as long as it's holding this weekly, then that looks good. And I don't really have much more to say on GRT, because it does these things, and it's like we're almost in this area of it starting to reclaim some levels, and then it just seems to just be really impulsive once it gets to the end of it. So you can kind of expect it to just creep on up here and then just go bang and then bang. Like, that wouldn't surprise me at all. But yeah, as long as we're holding this weekly, then I'm happy enough with that. US dollar chart looks, yeah, US dollar chart looks good. It didn't sweep the lows, but it took a lot of the liquidity here. So we have a spring backtest of spring, and we're looking at a markup here. So we'll be looking at the weekly at $2.30 as next area of resistance on GRT. AVAX. Let's try and get through these quicker. Oh yeah, AVAX, I really wanted it to dip down here. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's just one idea. So coming down to these weekly and monthly levels, I think that's unlikely. Again, it's just channeling up a little bit at the moment. Held the midpoint of the fib, low to high. You could, yeah, still in accumulation or reaccumulation here on AVAX, I think. But it does look constructive. Like, often with these things, you just kind of forms this curve, doesn't it? And then we'd be looking at this just to continue following along that trajectory. Again, market structure looks good, so there's not a whole lot more to say on that. But possible setups. I think we had a good setup down here, didn't we? Yeah, again, he had a nice bounce. Can we look at like a harmonic within this? So we can start to do a harmonic maybe. Let's go to our, say 786. But see, that brings us down. Oh my god, what's my music doing? See, this might be nicer. Is then you come down and then you're just staying in a channel. Yeah, loads of the channel looks decent. This could probably go. It's not really important. But we got midpoint. If it comes down on onto these lows or something, maybe that would be a setup. EOS. But again, that's kind of what I'm doing with alts at the moment. Is if they're if they're looking decent, I'll have setups in mind, but at the moment I just like to average into positions. So if I don't know if I'd buy this here, but if it gets a retracement or anything, if you do get dips, then a lot of the time there for buying, and it just keeps making these higher lows, which is really nice. EOS. Yeah, EOS is in an area of resistance right now, but this is a really big area. So I've had this identified, like, what is this? This is like a weekly area from where it was first. Yeah. I think EOS is going to have a really good run at some point, but I do think it stays within or below, like, yeah, 14, I'd say 14, no, 1,400 sats is definitely resistance here. Yeah. You've got... Whoops, text. What am I doing? That's not what I want. This. So you've got an area of interest up here. This is our trend line that it's been in for like its entire life. But this was great. Like I got into... This is one of the trades that I was really happy with. So if anyone remembers, this was like before I was doing the Toros thing and doing the YouTubes, but I was often posting my positions, and a lot of people know me from elsewhere, is that I was saying when EOS came down and swept these lows, if it could reclaim its all-time low, then I would look to trade the CC. So I was buying EOS down here, and now we've made this really nice move up. So I'm still in this trade on EOS. I've been taking profit, and at the obvious levels where these are, and I think probably I will close soon. And you could short it, but with the market the way it is right now, I wouldn't want to short any alts. Oh, look at that. And so yeah, EOS has just hit its monthly. So yeah, actually I do need to take profit here. EOS. So this is one I've been managing for a while. I think I'm gonna... do I want to close it out completely? So my average at the moment's at like $4.80. So this is one I've been obviously managing for quite a while. What's above it? Yeah, this is a really big level on EOS. Like really, really big level on EOS. If we go, I guess Poloniex probably has more history. Maybe not. How long has EOS been around? God, it does look good. But yeah, this is a big TP. Take some profit, pay myself, sell 50%. Yep. Cool. All right, take profit on EOS. Done. If it continues higher, then great. But yeah, it's coming up to resistance on not only on the US dollar chart, but also on the BTC pair. So yeah. Okay. Where did you buy EWT? Can't find it on Binance. It's not on Binance. I bought it on KuCoin. So KuCoin's like my fun little speculation account. Where I'll just buy out. So I have my low cap gems, and now that needs to get added onto here. So that was EWT. And I'll move that into my KuCoin. EWT BTC. I'll move that into KuCoin. And realistically, like, these aren't so much trades. Like I say, it's speculative. But I do need to mark some levels off on here. These are all my my KuCoin assets. So HRT I've been accumulating since it's been like way down in this range. QNT I really like. This is still in accumulation. It's just a really nice sideways chart. I bought this just because it's my name. Like, my name is Luke. My last name begins with SO, and that's what it is called. NRG I bought recently, so I bought that down here. I'm looking for 1,000% apparently. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff doing really nicely over on KuCoin. Some good charts, some good projects. Yeah, it is also on Uniswap, but I don't tend to. I'll only buy on Uniswap if I absolutely have to, because of gas fees and all of that. Yeah, Alina took profit on EOS. Good stuff. Like, EOS does look really nice, but you've got to be paying yourself when you're coming up into these areas. And yeah, it's a take profit. It's not a closed trade and short. I would never short this. You'd be mad to short this like right now, just with how strong it looks. But if we do come up into here and we start to see a rejection, then you can start to look for shorts, and you then look at that change in market structure, and then you can start to look for shorts. But right now, you don't know what the market's going to do. All the old stuff, like everything old, is pumping right now. You've got Dash pumping. We've got anything 2017 is pumping. We've got Bitcoin Cash pumping. We've got EOS pumping. We've got Ethereum Classic pumping. We've got yeah, all the old stuff. Yeah, Ethereum Classic into resistance. Litecoin coming into resistance. Neo. Like, it's everything. All of these 2017 like mega coins are all pumping. God, my old bags are going to be looking so good right now. I'm going to have to get my ledger out and sell some stuff. Tron is going to start pumping. Tron looks really good as well. So Tron's another one. I wouldn't be surprised to see that like do a 20% day over the weekend. VeChain still going for it. Wow. So VeChain is through all of my take profit levels. So this is where I bought VeChain. And it's through every single one of my take profits. How high is this up? On 15,000% since its low in March 2020. Crazy stuff. RF, yeah, I've got quite a lot of Ocean, and I really like the Ocean chart as well. So this is another one that I'm really bullish on Ocean. I think it's a great looking chart. It looks a lot like EWT did, which is what made me want to buy it. But Ocean I've been buying for like months, just gradually accumulating it. And again, it's going to be one of those that can just come up here and go poof. It has that kind of hype around it that you could expect it to do like a move like Filecoin did, where it just makes this like really nice consolidation and just then explodes. Filecoin looks like it's got more in it as well. Yeah, actually Filecoin looks good again, which is crazy. I might have to take out another position on Filecoin at some point. DOGE is mad. Dot looks nice. Link is another one that looks nice at the moment. I'm just hopping around everything, aren't I? Consolidation under resistance here for Link, but it broke out of this long consolidation. And we're looking for the weekly on this one, or even back up to these highs. Really want to get into Litecoin, but momentum is strong that I don't think a big replacement can happen. Is there any potential setup? Yeah, so Litecoin I've just been trading. So anyone that knows my TA, I've been trading Litecoin like super simply for ages. It's just based off of these monthly levels. So I'm always looking at this monthly as support, this monthly as resistance, and this is like a midpoint to take profit on whichever trade you do. We also have, it's not the cleanest line ever. In fact, that might be, yeah, there we go, linear. Yeah, like this red line here, which is just this wick low, is going to be a big area because it came down into it once, came down into it twice. It's tested it as resistance twice already. So yeah, 52.20, 5,220 sats. We also have a weekly level up here. But yeah, I do think that Litecoin's, it's just a matter of time before it makes its a new all-time high. Oh, and look at the trade we got off of this. Where's it gone? Where is it? There we go. That's when I, yeah, got a really nice trade out of Litecoin there and made a big move up. And again, we had some really nice trades out of Litecoin. So $325 is our weekly level. So that will be a take profit. We're through our monthly. What would be like really nice, so if don't know if it would happen, but if it does correct down onto our monthly, and then you're looking to break all-time highs after that. But to get that, you're really asking a lot. Like, what is that going to be? Certainly possible, actually. Whoops. Don't want to do that. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, at the moment, Litecoin's a really difficult one to get into if you're not on a trade. But if Litecoin does ever come back down below $250, down to 200, even like $220, because you can always like wick through it like it did here, kind of wick through support. So 250 down to 220, really big area. But if that does happen, we do get a rejection here and Bitcoin gets a correction as well, then it really is not like out of the realms of possibility for us to get a correction down here on Litecoin. So that would be where I'd next look to take a really kind of strong position on Litecoin. That would come in quite nicely with it just doing the same thing that it's done time and time again. So hitting this level and getting a rejection. Every time so far, it's come all the way back down to this low. So this could be the time where it does hit it, make that partial decline down, and then it breaks through. So if on Litecoin you can get a rejection from this level and then come down to this monthly, then that should hopefully tie up quite nicely with this. So yeah, that would be what I'd be looking for on Litecoin. So it would be coming down to this monthly or even this monthly, and within this area, so 250 to 220, ideally 220. But if it started to do this down here and not look like it's going to go down there, then you might need to start accumulating earlier. Bitcoin dominance, yeah, I bet Bitcoin dominance is going down. It's falling through the channel now. Of course, this is Bitcoin dominance, so it's really hard to do TA on it. But yeah, I was expecting that. So if you're doing TA on it, and if you were trading this, then like you could long that as like a setup from a normal thing. So that could be, I don't know how reliable it is, but if you take liquidity or something on a normal asset, you could expect a bounce here. So if this was a normal asset, we could expect a bounce back up into the monthly and then for it to start coming down again. But who knows? Crypto Prince, let me have a look at your chart. Oh right, so that move happened on the 0.5. Have we got? This is quite nice. This is really nice actually. Yeah, I hope everyone can see that clearly enough. Let me just make this a bit bigger. So yeah, this is a really interesting chart, and it's something like this isn't like my style of charting, and I find it just wow. But I find these things really interesting. So we've got a bit of like GAN stuff going on, some fib work and things. But you can look at the fib time on all of these, and there's definitely something to be said for this. Like the way that on these Fibonacci candles that they you get the red into the green here, so you get a low and a bounce. You get a low and a bounce there on the 236. You change a little bit of market structure here, and again here, and then again on the 0.5. So yeah, it's really interesting. And again, these like pentagram things are yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's really cool. I like seeing charts like that because they're completely different to anything that I look at. So it's really nice to get these things. All right, I'm going to wrap things up in a minute. Have we had anyone new come into the group? Yeah, we've had someone new. Oh, Spanksy. Spanksy's joined us. Alts look so good. Again, like, what did EWT look like earlier? What does this look like now? It just looks... Look at this go. It's just... It's just crazy. Yeah, like it's out of everything. Wow. Oh man. It's hard not to get FOMO on some of these. Because Zil again looks really, really good. And yeah, obviously it has given you good trades, but it's a lot of chop. So it's so difficult to get into. So this is why I always say, like, on alts, you just need to accumulate them slowly, because it's so hard to get into a trade off of like price action like this. And again, like, price action like this is just really difficult to get into because you can't really like have setup so much on it. It's just very volatile and quite illiquid. But yeah, Zil looks really, really good, really strong. Man, Tezos is another one. Tezos is still working on this 1-to-1 at the top of the channel. So this is a really nice channel on Tezos. I can probably do this as a fib channel as well, actually. So let's go. Oops. Not there. Why is it? Oh, I've turned it into my OB, haven't I? Oh no, I didn't save my... Oh, forget it. Never mind. Never mind. It's just a normal channel for now. Yeah, Tezos looks really interesting. God, so much stuff looks really good. There's Reef. Oh, I'm tired. Yawning. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. RSR, this is another position that I've been accumulating quite heavily. And I think it's at that stage now where I just need to let it run. So many things look so good. This is like FOMO season now for people. This is when people are going to really start to get FOMO and things are just going to go nuts. Like even things that have moved already, like Filecoin looks ready. DOT looks ready for more. DOGE just doesn't look like it wants to stop. Like, obviously it will. Yeah, we're in FOMO season now. For sure. And we're just going to keep getting these ridiculous moves, I think. But you've just got to be careful. Like times like these where you just have to, like Zcash, man, it's been dead for years and it's starting to come back to life. But yeah, you just have to be careful and you just have to allocate into what you want to buy, and just try and stick with them. Stick with those trades. Let them work for you. Don't try chasing anything. If you miss a trade, then you miss a trade. Sol looks really good, like really good. Sol looks really good, but then you've got this like head and shoulders thing going on. So you've got this, but then you've also got this monthly level, and if you go onto the daily and it can hold here, then that's what you're looking at. So you've got like conflicting arguments here. I'd say what would be quite nice for Sol is if it can do something a bit bearish first, shake people out, and then start to reclaim. Tomo looks good. SXP looks really good. Okay, yeah, we're certainly coming towards crazy FOMO season on alts. Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, it's difficult to find entries in a lot of stuff right now. Like this was a really nice trade off of this weekly as well, but I've closed this again already, so I was in Zen. I think right now I just keep closing trades too soon. Like if I let them run a bit more, then they do quite well. But look at the state of it. It's just everything. This is one that would be a nice setup. So BZRX looks really nice. Oh no, this is Bluezel. Okay, this also looks quite nice. Bluezel I don't know as much about. I don't know if it holds here. If it was BZRX, I would have said, yeah, this is one that looks nice. So I've been in the long since down here, and I'm looking to trade this up to the weekly, but like this is just a really nice kind of long consolidation pattern, and the longer the consolidation, the bigger the move afterwards. So I would not be surprised at all to see it kind of poof. and go for it later on as well. Yeah, there's a lot that looks really good. I am going to leave it there. There's not many people watching tonight. I am tired. I'm going to get a good night's sleep. And yeah, I'll just quickly go back to Bitcoin. If anyone has any final question before I go, then let me know. Don't know. Cool. RF, thanks, mate. Yes, I will. Oh. It was a message. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, and yeah, have a great weekend. Oh no, I've just messed this up. All right. See you guys. Oh, Skevo, you've just come. Oh man. All right. I'll yeah, you know I do these streams often, so yeah, I will be back. I will be back in here very soon, and yeah, we'll do another one of these streams again very soon. But yeah, have a great night, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I will speak to you all in the chat. Anyone who's not in the Discord, I'm sure you all are. But if you're not, then please join us.